on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Infinite Talk, and I'm so excited to be here to talk with John Talks, who I hang out with once a month at least. Hi.
What's up, Nina? What's up, everyone? How you guys doing?
Good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby.
Good. I like your background. Every time I see it, it gets like more interesting and cooler and vibrant. What is that? Is that a gun? Like, do you have two guns on your wall? There's two.
Yeah, there's a golden gun, and
Yeah.
there is the Zapper, the Nintendo Zapper.
Is that what it is? I was like,
Yeah.
it kind of looked like the Nintendo Zapper, and I was like, what is that? Like, so I was like, okay, is that the Zapper? I like
Oh,
your background. It's
thank you.
looking very profesh, very like
Appreciate it.
movie profesh. Um, speaking of movies, have you seen anything good recently?
I saw The Substance
Oh, you watched
recently.
that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you like it?
I don't think it'll be a movie I watch again, but it's very, very well crafted. It's really well done.
Okay.
There were some scenes where I was just like, well, do not eat during this movie. This is not a movie. This
No.
was like the worst movie to eat during.
Oh my God.
So I just had to like put my food down.
Of course. I mean, like I've heard I've heard horrible things. I don't think I would ever watch that movie because I don't like gore porn. So it's like I'm not interested in like the
Yeah, I'm not
very
like
graphic.
I'm not that I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's really artfully done though. And there is a really good message behind it, I think, or there's a strong message behind it. And so
Okay.
yeah, I think if it can scare people in the right direction,
That might be a good thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's something about horror where I'm not the biggest fan of the genre, but when you kind of have a theme or you have a subtle message in there, especially too when it's done in the way that there's so many different things that you could take out of the film, but when you have it, it's almost like a nightmare. You know, like
Mm.
sometimes having nightmares is actually good because you wake up and you're like, oh, thank God. Like,
Yeah. You're
thank
like, oh my
God I
God.
didn't do that or that didn't happen, you know?
Totally.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it gives you a little bit of perspective. It's kind of like It's a Wonderful Life,
Yeah.
you
Which I
know?
watched this Christmas, by the way, for the first time in a long, long
Okay.
time.
How'd you
And
feel
I
about it?
loved it. It was like, I mean, it was my saving grace, like, was It's a Wonderful Life this year. But we do have a guest in the back patiently waiting, so let me welcome her on the show. Here she is.
Precious Venus. Thank you.
The gummy DeMilo. Oh my gosh.
What's up, Chrissy?
Hi
What's up?
guys. Good to see you. Oh my god. I just love a Simpsons reference.
I do too. I grew up on it. The Simpsons taught me how to speak English, Chrissy.
What?
Yeah, like I based my accent on Homer Simpson because I was like, I'm not going to speak like a Persian accent. There's no way I'm gonna have this
I'm not going to have a cow or
No.
cowabunga.
So I was like, like dough. Okay, I got it.
Dough.
Dough.
That's what a fun Nina fact that is.
I know, isn't that so crazy? Well, welcome, Chrissy. Hello. How
Hi.
are you doing?
It's so good to be here. Your show is always like such a beacon of positivity.
Oh, even this one, like on
Even this one.
even-
Just you. I
Oh,
know you
just
have
wait.
like the specifically positive show, but I feel like it's your entire vibe. Like you bring that to every
Aw.
show.
That makes me so happy. Thank you. Okay, well, we do have like drama to talk about.
Oh boy.
But before we get into it, John was just talking about good horror movies. And
What did you call me? No.
I did just see a couple good ones too, John, that I was like really into. Which one of them was Nosferatu, which I thought was really, really good. Did you guys see that one?
Haven't seen it yet,
No,
no.
I haven't yet, but I've heard that it is so good.
It is so good. I mean, I really liked it, especially because I first of all, I like vampire movies, so anything that has to do with vampires, I'm usually for, unless they're sparkly ones, in which case I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But like Steph and I, my nerdy home and I don't agree on
Mhm.
this on this fact. But I do love vampire movies and anything to do with like vampires and stuff. I'm like really into.
Why is it the sucking that
Yes.
intrigues you?
It's
Okay.
sucking, it's the blood, it's the just, the sexiness, like all of it. Like there's just so much sexiness going on. I used to like read this book that was called Blood and Chocolate that was like my favorite book when I was like a teenager because it had blood
Aw.
and chocolate involved in it. So I was like, okay, great.
Were you
Let's do it.
into Twilight and like like the vampire craze of the early aughts?
No, I was the
Okay.
True Blood girl. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Blood. Like
okay.
Interview with a vampire.
yes.
I loved
Yes.
Interview with the Vampire.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
love Interview with the Vampire. So, but the other horror movie that I watched that was really, really good was Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I've
but
heard
that-
about it.
Is it about Stephen Colbert?
kind of. Actually, yes, kind of in a way, because it's about a talk show host. So, and some
Ooh.
fucked up shit goes down with his
Oh,
talk
wow.
show. So I
Okay.
was like,
When did this movie come out?
like I think October last year or
Oh,
like around
wow.
Halloween last year. It was when
It was
I
pretty
saw
much
it.
straight to VOD, I think.
I think
right?
it was like a Netflix release or one of those. Yeah, one of those
Or
like
limited release.
a
Probably.
stream run though. I think it was a stream movie. I don't think it
Yeah.
was in the theaters. Unlike Nosferatu, which is in the theaters, and I highly recommend people go to
Mm.
it because it's a theatric experience. Like it's definitely one of those. Like there's not a lot of CG. Like obviously there's still CGI in it, but not a lot.
Okay.
A lot of good like sets and costumes, designs. Like there's everything in there, and I really appreciated it. Russell Hall is in the chat. Thank you
Russell.
for $2. Says the devil is a giant gaping pussy. Is that really the case?
Maybe, yes, because the devil encourages you to pursue pleasures of the flesh only.
I was
who's
gonna
for
say,
that.
but isn't the devil more like? Doesn't he entice you with the pussy? Like he's not gonna be like he's not the pussy. He just
No, he's not
entices you with it.
the physical, right? He would push you towards pussy pursuits, rather than
Exactly.
being like, no, don't just do that. You should go home to your wife that loves you. Don't,
Exactly. Just avert your eyes.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. We also have a rumble rant here from Zerxmorks. And Zerxmorks is saying, Nina is so positive, she makes me sick. Keep it up. It's okay. It's okay to be sick once in a while. I'll get over it.
I didn't know
Thanks.
where that was going. I thought he was going to say, Nina is so positive. She's HIV positive.
No, that's not the case. $2 from Matt. Thank you. It says, Nina and Chrissy, we're so lucky. Oh, what about
Aw.
your
That's okay. I don't mind. I
Aw.
mean,
It's your chopped liver.
Oops.
if I had my choice, I'd rather look at women than men. So I get it.
See, that's
Aw.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. And then Russell for 2 saying Stephen Colbert is a giant pussy, though. That's true. That is very
Yeah.
true. I'm really hoping we see less of him now because he said, "Oh, since Donald Trump is going to be president, like you may not see me around." And I'm like, good.
Oh.
Is that a threat or a
Yeah.
wish fulfillment?
I don't know.
That's a very specific, strange thing to say. It's not like, what was it, Kathy Griffin, who was like, Trump's gonna put me in a camp. It's we're seeing a lot of strange projections from these Hollywood types.
I mean, it's weird because it happened like the first time he became president, and a lot of people were kind of alarmed for me because I'm Persian. So everyone was like, he's gonna ban all Middle Easterners and he's gonna put them in concentration camps. Aren't you scared for your family? And I was like, I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't
We
know.
need the Persians for their rugs, for their cats. What else do you guys do?
Kebabs. We have good kebab.
Kebabs.
Yeah,
True.
that's true. Yeah,
Mm.
we
Good
do.
food.
We have good food. We do have good food. 200 Watt Studios is here for $5. Says, I just want to congratulate Barack and Jennifer Aniston on their new coupling. What?
What?
What is what is this about?
First
I
thing I've
heard
heard about this.
this is I heard there was a rumor that Barack and Michelle were getting divorced because apparently like she didn't show up to the inauguration and she didn't go to
She.
she didn't go to the Jimmy Carter funeral, and so he's been going by himself, and then he was like cracking jokes with Trump and at the funeral and everything. So like, and then all this rumor came out that like they're getting divorced. But then he posted that really awful picture of her on her birthday. Did you see that?
I'd divorce somebody over that too. That's the most unflattering, horrible photo of Michelle possible.
Can we pull that up? Let's see if we can pull that up
Also,
for the
Nina,
audience.
did you hear the rumor that Kamala and Doug Emhoff are getting divorced?
What? No.
What? No, I didn't hear that.
I don't believe that.
Yep, it's all over the Daily Mail, which is a trusted news
That's
source.
true.
Yeah.
And then
Who do you think
one
would initiate
hands
that
down.
one? Who's the initiator of that?
I apparently Doug's sort of people are attributing her horrible campaign to Doug's, like he bungled it somehow with his bad, he was bad for PR. He like hit his ex-girlfriend, he knocked up an ex-wife's nanny. Like
What?
he has a bit of a sordid past that they tried to keep quiet during her campaign, but I guess he was a bit messy. He's a bit of a messy presence.
Was it over that? Like, remember that line that he said, John? Do you still have that clip when he was like, Kamala goes
Put
on
her head
knees.
down and
Yeah,
went to work. Yeah, I've got it on
What?
my. Yeah.
Please
I'll
play
give-
that.
yeah,
Please
I'll
play
find
that
it.
again.
Give me a.
No, that's
yeah.
why. That's why she's if she's divorcing him, it's because of that line. Because
Did he say that about Kamala?
yeah,
That Kamala needs to put her head down and go to work?
Well, it wasn't.
No.
I mean, it's it wasn't in that context, but it does sound like it's in that context. So
It was so
Kamala
bad.
did what she always has done. She put her head down and she went to work.
That's funny.
That's a verbatim quote, practically.
Was he trying to say it like, she rolled up her sleeves and she
Yeah.
she just put in a hard day's work. She
Just was a
strapped on her.
bad-
She instead of pulling herself up by her bootstraps, she strapped on her knee pads and she
Yeah,
got down
pretty
to business.
pretty
I mean,
much.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh, here's the picture with the see after this came out, because the rumors about their divorce was before this. And then he posted this as a kind of like a, there's no way we're getting divorced. Like, I love her, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. And then, now I'm just like, I would divorce him after this picture.
Not the best lighting there. That's for sure. That lighting is not doing anybody any favors.
ugh, horrible. This is horrible.
And then
she looks
the
like
lighting is perfect on him.
He's got. I mean,
this
it's
is
not
what
the best
happens.
lighting for him, but it doesn't matter. I mean, he's a
Yikes.
dude. You know?
She looks like a pirate in drag. She literally looks like something you pulled up out of a net from a deep sea dive.
Oh my God, you're right. Because of the bandana.
This
She kind
is-
of does look like a pirate.
The hoops. She looks like she's been swabbing the poop deck a little too long.
Wow. My
Yeah, not the
goodness.
That was
most
a
flattering.
of course, a ship joke. Just horrible. Just like absolutely. But you should really. Dude, Brock clearly did not show this picture to Michelle before posting.
No.
Which you need to do as a significant other.
Yeah, John, if you ever get married, always get approval.
No, well, I want to say I've already made enough mistakes to know this by now, but there's always new ones to be made. So, we've got Doug Emhoff. Are you sharing?
Yeah.
All right, here's the clip.
Always does. She just put her head down and she went to work. Kamala did what Kamala always does. Went to work. Kamala did what Kamala always does.
Brutal.
Oh man.
He should have said that with a
Brutal.
wink to the camera.
Really?
Oh.
You should have.
And then been like, You know. Oh, Doug.
Oh no.
What a
Russell
doofus.
Hall is clarifying, saying Jennifer Aniston is not a dude.
Also, the rumor is that Doug, he quit his big law gig to pursue, for basically the last year being a full-time
First gentleman.
first gentleman or second gentleman or like
Or yeah.
wife man. But he's supposedly going to take a big law job in New York City. So they're going to be between California and New York City. That's not going to work. We all know how long distance relationships go.
How long have they been married for?
Honestly, like not that long. When did Kamala and Doug?
Because I know Donald Trump just
married since 2014.
okay, so
Okay.
not
Yeah.
as long, but
that
still a
long.
long time.
I could do 10 years standing on my head. That ain't nothing.
Donald Trump and Melania just celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary,
Ooh.
which I thought was
They
cool.
look
Did you see
great.
her dress? I was like, wow, that is a dress.
The black and white.
Killer. Literally.
No, I'm talking about her wedding dress because he tweeted it out. Let me
Oh.
see. Hold on, let me pull it up. Because he was like, "Happy 20th anniversary to Melania. I love you." Why does he sound like a robot? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Here it is.
It was the best wedding. Greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time weddings ever. There it is. Hold on. Let me make this picture bigger though. Can I do that? Yes.
That's what she said.
Why is this picture so freaking small? Damn it, Donald Trump. Hold on.
Just don't call his hands.
Oh, wow.
There we go. This is the dress. That is a
Wow,
dress.
actually kind of looks like Anna's wedding dress.
No, Anna's wedding dress was tight on the front. It was like a
wow.
little bit tighter on the front and then like really nice long train in the back. It was a really pretty dress.
Wow. This is, it's like she looks stunning, even though this is kind of a weird looking dress and a weird looking veil.
Yeah, the veil is weird. Like she's got that. I don't know what she's got up here, but
And they've got these like flowers, like ropes made of flowers on the aisles here.
yeah, on the aisles here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was like
That's
the
cool.
time at the time,
Yeah,
20 years ago.
early aughts. So they got married 04, 05. Yeah, and that you're basically still dealing with 90s fashion at that point.
Basically,
Trump would have been late 50s.
Wow.
Bordering on 60, right?
And then
yeah.
they knocked her. He knocked her up, and now we have Barron.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that boy's a giant. He's
He's
so tall.
destined for something really important. I feel like he's got such a presence.
He's got
He
such a head
does.
start too. Such a
Mhm.
great
Oh yeah.
foundation too. So yeah.
Well, I mean, there was like all the, I don't know if you would call it rumors at this point because it's basically been confirmed that he was the person that convinced Donald Trump to go on all these shows like Joe Rogan and all of the things that he did, like him and basically that woman, his chief of staff, I forget her name, but they basically ran his campaign. And so he has had a lot of experience now doing all the stuff. So, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with him, but I don't know. I think he's eyeing that presidency at some point too.
Cool. So what
Gonna
year would
be-
that put us at when he turns 35, which is in what, like 15 years?
Because he's about 20,
17 years from now. Yeah.
something
Okay,
like
so
that.
2040, 2044 maybe.
Project 2040. Let's go.
Let's go. We do have another lovely lady joining us. Here she is.
Hey, what's up, Steph?
Steph.
Hello.
Good
I
to see
can't
ya.
stay long. I can't stay long because I have Mario Kart in like 25 minutes.
She's got to
Oh my
stretch. She's
God,
gonna, she's
25
gotta limber
minutes.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get this super chat here. We got Russell Hall says the Trump and Melania dueling crypto release is an absolute clusterfork. If you haven't heard about it, look up Trump coin and Melania coin. I actually did hear about this. It was I mean, I'm not really into crypto. I did the Doge thing for a minute, but then
Me
like,
too.
it's over.
I would wait for like
Moved on.
CoffeeZilla to put out a video on it because that's
Yeah.
basically like
His
who I
thing.
get all of my information from when it comes to that stuff. Is
Yeah,
Dr.
like
Zilla.
I think that's a good bet. I think that's a
Yeah.
good bet.
I'm
Speaking of
I'm waiting for
crypto,
Hawk Tua to come back. Personally,
was
I'm
just gonna
holding out
say,
Where
hope.
is she? I think she
what
died or
happened to
something,
her?
Like she disappeared.
She's
15
wherever they
minutes.
put. She's wherever they put Matt Lauer. I don't know. I don't know where she is.
She gone. Like, I mean, I think she took off because like they were gonna sue her and stuff. So she's probably like, I'm out. Like she
Honestly,
probably like
she's
left
probably
the country.
by you, Nina, in Mexico.
Yeah.
She's probably starting a
Probably.
new life. Look
I-
for a Hawk Tua with honestly like dark brown hair, glasses. I think she started a new life over there.
I'm gonna
She's
like
killing
keep my
over by
eye
the
out.
Gulf of America.
Gulf of
Yeah.
America.
She gets
Yeah.
plastic surgery, so she's unrecognizable. But then she gets interviewed by somebody at a outside late night, and she can't resist, and she says the damn saying again, and she gets famous all over again.
Oh
What's
my
mad?
God. It's like we found the Hawk Tua
I-
girl.
Like her final words will live in infamy. She's like,
I'm
"I'll
going
see
to
you guys
bed."
tomorrow. I'm going to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow."
Good night.
That
Oh,
was so funny.
What a modern day parable or fable,
Mhm.
I
It's
know.
it's so crazy. And then 200 watts is the Melania coin. She's a dime. Simp. Thank you. Okay. Since Steph is here, let's start talking about you know what? You're not gonna be here that long, and then we'll deep dive, and then it's gonna be a whole thing with the Blake Lively thing. So you know what? Instead, let's talk about the salutes because that happened.
I can give you. I can like break it down for you while I'm here, and then
Well, maybe
Okay,
you
you know
should do
what?
the Blake Lively
Yes,
stuff. if
yes,
that's Steph's
because
thing.
John doesn't really know what's going on. So, Steph, why don't you break down for John and the rest of the audience what exactly is going on, and up to a point where the video leaked, and then we can kind of get into that afterwards.
yeah. Okay. So I've been following this since August. I do a live stream TikTok talks, and this was like one of the most talked about thing over on TikTok. So like I was like, okay, well, let's just see what's going on. So basically, Justin Baldoni was the director of a movie called It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us is a book that got popularized, or that came out in 2016, that got popularized over on TikTok, over on Book Talk. And Justin Baldoni read this book, and it's basically very much in line with his brand. He's a male feminist. He speaks on women. He teaches men how to be less toxic. Gag, but whatever. Okay, that's his thing. And so he talks to the author, and he says, I would love to option your book. I want to make this into a movie. This is the exact movie that I've been looking for. And so he buys the rights to the first book and the second book. So people are talking about a second movie. He has the rights to that. So he gets together he has a studio called Wayfair Studio that he owns, and he's going to produce this movie through his studio. He gets with Sony to help fund the movie, and this is a make or break deal for him. He says, hey, we also have to partner with No More Foundation. No More Foundation is a foundation that helps out domestic violence victims. And he says, I want 1% of the money that we make from this film to go to No More. If you can't do that, then deal's off. We can go with someone else. They agree, and they got not only the money, but he also wanted them like on set to make sure that everything that they were filming was authentic, So he hires on Blake Lively to star as the character of Lily. Now they start filming. I can't remember the exact dates, but they're filming for a month, right? They're filming for a whole month up until the SAG-AFTRA strikes, and they have to shut down. During this month, Blake Lively alleges that a whole lot of things happened on set that made her incredibly uncomfortable. That basically Justin Baldoni is a predator who showed her porn, who came into her dressing room when she was naked.
What kind of porn?
Oh, it wasn't porn.
What?
It wasn't porn. So they she alleges it was porn. That he's like this sexual predator who like kissed her on the
Wow.
neck and said, you smell good. And the scene was supposed to be quiet. Nobody was supposed to be talking, but he told her, you smell good. She alleges all of this stuff in this lawsuit, or in this claim, because it wasn't a lawsuit initially. It was just like,
Yeah,
it
it was
was
a
a claim.
complaint.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a claim. It was a precursor to a lawsuit. And when you file this, it's supposed to be confidential. It's not supposed to be known to anybody in the public. But it just happened to leak to the New York Times. And the New York Times put out this hit piece on Justin Baldoni, taking Blake Lively's side in this and painting him basically as a monster and a predator who is loose in Hollywood, right? After this, Justin Baldoni hires a lawyer. I can't remember his name right now, but he was basically Megyn Kelly's lawyer, who won her lawsuit. So he hires that lawyer, and that lawyer files a lawsuit against the New York Times. It is a straight up lawsuit.
I think it's Brian Friedman is his name.
Okay. Not only does he file that lawsuit, but he files the lawsuit in the state of California, and he wants a jury trial. And the state of California, you can film. They allow cameras as long as the judge deems it okay. The place that Blake Lively filed was New York, which is the only state in the U.S. that does not allow cameras in the courtroom. It's kind of curious that those are the two places that they filed. Because of this, Blake Lively was forced to turn her claim into a lawsuit. So now it's a lawsuit.
Wow.
And to
yeah,
answer
so now-
your question, Chrissy, from earlier, if she was shown porn,
Yeah. So in his lawsuit,
go ahead.
the alleged porn that she was shown was a picture of a home birth. It was a baby being born. That in her mind, that is porn. Yeah, that's porn. There's a photo of it in the lawsuit, and
One of
you
those
see
things men
nothing.
want to see, and the other thing men don't want to see in general.
Right. I don't recommend it.
Generally.
Well, it's not like it was like, down there, the baby was coming out. It wasn't that at all. It was a baby on her chest. Like you saw nothing. You saw nothing. It was far from being called porn.
Was
but
it because was the woman's breast exposed?
Nope. You saw
Okay.
nothing. Yeah, you saw nothing.
Not even a nipple, John.
No.
Not even a nipple.
No. So, and not only was like, it wasn't, she, in her lawsuit, it was like he pulled out his phone and showed her porn out of nowhere. But it was in discussion, which didn't happen. It happened in discussions of, there's a birthing scene in the movie where Blake Lively is supposed to give birth. And so it was shown to her with the permission of his wife, the person who was showing her this video. It was shown to her in context of the scene that they were going to shoot. So it's not like they pulled it out of nowhere and it was porn. So yeah, like she alleges that, and that was proven to be false. There was a lot of stuff. There was supposed to be she alleges that this hate campaign happened during the promotional tour, the media stuff of It Ends With Us. And that's why the press was negative. The press was negative on Blake Lively when she was promoting the film, because she took this really awkward stance while promoting the film. And the stance was the media plan was in her lawsuit. The movie and the book is a film based on domestic violence and how this woman is a survivor and she, overcame everything. And she's a victim of domestic violence. It tackles a really hard topic, which is why it was so popular among readers on TikTok, because they started talking about their experiences with domestic violence. They really backed this book. And the way she was promoting it, she was basically promoting it like it was Barbie. She talked about the clothes. She talked about the fashion on set. She talked about her clothes on the red carpet. She talked about her jewelry. She talked about the shoes. She talked about everything except domestic violence, about the serious topics of the film. And in her lawsuit, it says if you're asked about that, you need to circle around, dance around it. Do not mention domestic violence. You have to keep this story to be a story of hope. That's what this is about. It's a story of hope.
And to this point, I just want to add there's the background of Blake Lively herself, which is that she is a very kind of problematic actress, and she's never gotten along with a lot of people, her co-stars. She's never gotten along with Leighton Meester, for example, that she that's how her career got started with Leighton on Gossip Girl, and they've never gotten along. And there's all these other movies she's done. She's never gone along with Anna Kendrick. And actually, Anna, that Star Wars girl, sent me this, and I wanted to see what your thoughts are on this one, Stephanie, because this kind of goes in with what you were just saying right now about this movie being about domestic violence. Because apparently Anna also made a movie about similar themes, and it did way better. And I actually never even heard of that movie, but this was interesting to me. So let's watch this.
Eager to take control of It Ends With Us's direction. It turns out she was trying to outdo Anna Kendrick. The rivalry dates back to 2018 during the A Simple Favor promo, where their relationship reportedly soured so much that the studio had to intervene and ask them to keep things cordial. Even staff from Lionsgate confirmed the rumors. During filming of A Simple Favor 2, Anna Kendrick was overheard privately discussing her cooperation with Blake, candidly saying, "Since we dislike each other, it actually makes work easier. I don't need to try too hard." What's even more interesting is that Blake's It Ends With Us and Anna Kendrick's directorial debut, Woman of the Hour, were set to release around the same time. Both are female-centric films, making a box office and critical showdown between the two inevitable. Blake's to direct It Ends With Us was clearly not just about shaping the film's direction, but also about gaining the upper hand in her competition with Anna. However, the result was a blow to Blake. Woman of the Hour was widely praised, especially for its portrayal of female victims and tragedy. On the other hand, Blake's It Ends With Us, despite being a female-centered story, was mismarketed as a romantic film, leading to disappointed expectations and poor reviews. This comparison undoubtedly fueled Blake's jealousy of Anna, making her directorial ambitions seem more desperate and calculated. No wonder Blake lied.
Yeah.
Oh my God, grow the F
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah, absolutely. So Blake Lively took over It Ends With Us. She took over directing. She wanted to make her own cut. And my question is, when on earth have you heard of an actor's cut of a film? Right? There's a director's cut, and that's it. That's it. Director's cut, theatrical release, right? But she made her own cut. She fired Justin Baldoni's editors, and she hired Ryan Reynolds as editor. She fired the composer. She hired the composer from Deadpool and Wolverine. And
she also
was
didn't
able to get away with
agree.
all of this
I think
because
she also didn't agree to the what's it called? The intimacy coordinator at the beginning.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
intimacy coordinator. It's kind
Or
of like
no.
a stunt coordinator. There's a like a
with sex scenes. Yeah, there's someone that
Yes.
you have to talk with on the set of movies. If there's set scenes, or kissing scenes or closeness, anything like that, it's all discussed via an intimacy coordinator, and all of those things are planned with
jobs for
them.
everything.
But yeah, but
Especially
she
after
didn't
Me
want to meet with the
Too.
intimacy coordinator. She was like, "No, I'll just meet with them
Wow.
later." And Justin Baldoni went to the meeting, took notes, and gave those notes to Blake. But apparently, those notes that he gave to her is considered sexual harassment in her lawsuit.
And also,
Oh, come on. Did
and
he
also-
draw pictures too?
yeah, there's in the doll, this is where it's gonna go. No, but she also apparently didn't approve of it afterwards when she found out. So she fired the intimacy creator and then brought on Ryan Reynolds as the intimacy creator.
That's
Yeah.
awkward,
Like,
man.
it's
That
just a
that whole
problem.
thing
Yeah.
is awkward. I don't understand. Side note, I just don't understand how you can let your wife kiss another dude or mimic
Nuzzle up
sex on
closer
screen.
to my
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
Like that is so
Well,
weird.
Well, Ryan Reynolds ended up inviting Justin Baldoni, someone from Sony, someone from Wayfair, and the Justin Baldoni's assistant something, I can't remember, another producer from the film. All of them came to their home, and this was a couple of nights before they started shooting. So the SAG-AFTRA strikes had ended and they were going back to film. And Ryan Reynolds just started yelling at Justin Baldoni and telling him except how dare you call my wife fat? So that's a whole nother thing.
What?
How dare you call my wife fat? And he never called her fat.
Yeah, he said basically,
you
long
need to
story short,
take Blake's input. You need to take Blake's input, take her rewrites, because she can do this a lot better. You need to give her all. And he was apparently yelling. Yeah, he was apparently berating him and yelling
allegedly,
him. Allegedly, and it really made the person from Sony and someone else really uncomfortable. I'm looking forward to if it goes to trial, because I want to hear those
The other people in the
those
room.
witness statements. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
allege that like it was so bad that they were like, oh my gosh, like that shouldn't have happened. I really wish I would have spoken up and said something to Ryan, but nobody did. Nobody
And-
spoke up and said anything to him.
And the fat thing was also apparently basically he said, because he had some sort of back injury or something like that. So he went to his manager or whoever was like in charge and was like, listen, I've had this back surgery. I want to know how to be able to lift her properly so I don't hurt my back. So I need to know like what she weighs. So yeah, he asked her weight and she was like, you called me fat, you fucking asshole. So
Yeah,
that
Sounds
was
really insecure.
that's basically the
Yeah.
long story
she
short
was
of that.
she was like 4 months postpartum, and there's some
That's
text
true.
that came out in in Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan, that show him telling her like, don't even worry about how you look, because she's asking him, can we save the full body shots for the end of production, like for the end, because I want to
Mhm.
get in better shape or whatever. He's like, I don't even want you to worry about that. You look great. Don't even worry about that. Does that sound like somebody calling you fat? Like,
No.
he's really working around her schedule. Like he wants her to feel comfortable. To me, it sounds like he's a male feminist, right? He doesn't want to
Yeah.
insult this woman taking on this role. But unfortunately for him, being a male feminist, he's not going to stand up to her. He's not going to stand up for himself. And so she took advantage of that and walked all over him during production. Not only that, but she used Ryan, she used her position in Hollywood and leveraged her and Ryan promoting the film. She leveraged that against them. She was like, hey, if I don't get my way, I'm not going to market the film. And I'm also going to get the author, and the author is in agreement. She's not going to market the film. Oh, and by the way, if Justin Baldoni shows up to the red carpet, the entire cast and myself and the author is going to boycott walking the red carpet.
Yeah.
So like it was completely insane how
Wow.
completely she just took over everything. And everything
Wow.
that's being released to the public by Justin Baldoni's lawyer is looking really, really, really bad on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So like
Wow.
now they're trying to get a gag order put on Justin Baldoni's lawyer so they don't release anything else, because everything
Yes.
is looking terrible for them. It's
Because
looking terrible.
like yesterday or the day before, they dropped a video which we're gonna watch.
Yeah.
And we're gonna all watch it and break down and figure out, is there harassment involved in this clip, because I
Yeah.
would really like to know what you guys think of it. And one last thing, there was like as Steph was saying, they weren't allowed, so his entire family and crew were sent to the basement for the premiere of the movie. So yeah, John. Yeah. Like
so,
his
like,
entire family is in the fucking basement.
Yeah, so he had to walk the red carpet by himself because
Mhm.
I don't know how she did it. I assume that she leveraged, her power in Hollywood. Like, hey, I'm gonna make your careers huge if you take my side. So like
That's
none
what
of the
it sounds
cast
like.
was allowed on the red carpet with Justin Baldoni. He walked it alone with his family.
Wow.
And when he got the word that Blake Lively was on his way, they were rushed off of the red carpet and put into the basement. And he invited.
That sounds bad. When you think of the basement too, like you just automatically, your mind goes to like this cold, like at least in this, it just doesn't sound like a very flattering place to be. Okay, so
No.
that basement doesn't look too. Is that a basement?
That is the basement. Yeah,
that's
it's
the
with
basement.
the.
It's funny
because
because
the
he
cocaine
says
stuff.
But like, look at the
She's just
ceiling.
drunk with
It's funny 'cause
power.
in his lawsuit, he says like we were sent to the basement with fold out table and chairs and
Dang.
soda.
Wow.
And then not
wow.
only that, but they're also put in another theater. They weren't allowed to be in the theater with
That
Blake and
is-
Ryan.
That
and the
sounds
cast.
terrible. That
Yeah.
just sounds
And-
like
And they weren't allowed to be at the after party, so the studio had to pay for a separate after party for Justin Baldoni and his family. Mind you, Justin Baldoni and his studio are paying for
That's-
everything.
Mhm.
So they have to pay double because of Blake Lively. And not only that, but like Justin Baldoni invited this girl whose story he had been following on TikTok. Is this girl who had a terminal illness. I think she had cancer or something, but she was trying to get a hold of him saying like, I really love you. I love you in all of whatever you've been in. And so he invited her to this premiere because he's been following her story, and she's in a wheelchair. And so in my mind, I'm looking at these photos and I'm looking for that poor girl, because he invited her to the premiere and she's at his after party because he said something really special about her, and she's at his after party, not at the official one for the It Ends With Us. She's at his after party, and she ended up dying like I think a month and a half, 2 months later,
Oh my
because she was
God.
terminally ill. Yeah, so like for me, it really shows where his heart is,
Mhm.
like his intentions with this movie. And Blake wanted to make it like this Barbie Oppenheimer crossover with It Ends With Us and Deadpool and Wolverine. Only she wanted to make her movie Barbie, but she had the more serious movie, right?
Mhm.
She was the Oppenheimer of the two.
Of that,
She
yeah.
promoted it like it was Barbie.
And
Wow.
like to your point, Stephanie, also the I think the postpartum did play a part in all of this. Like, I think Blake Lively is a bit of a bitch, just generally speaking, like I said, with the past behavior and everything like that. But I think the postpartum aspect of it like really kicked in and like made her kind of crazy. I think she did like some
Like
crazy ass
night
shit.
bitch or super
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Like she went nuts. Like it's like I think her hormones like just made her go insane, like maybe temporary insanity or something. Either way, she's at a
I'm not
point
going to blame
now
the
where
postpartum just because of her history in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So
I've
I
been
won't
post
blame the postpartum.
I know what those hormones are like. That's not a catch-all excuse just to be a raging cunt. I've seen interviews of her before she was pregnant or when she was like newly pregnant, and she was horrible to people. She's treated interviewers horribly. So I'm not
that's
she doesn't
true.
get a pass from me about postpartum.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
Is she the new Amber Heard? Would you guys say?
yes.
Yes. Oh,
But look-
and Amber Heard has come to her defense. So
Yeah, of
she
course,
has
of
Amber and
But look-
Justin Baldoni has like the public. So
At least these
Make
guys were
that
well
sexual.
hydrated. So, they had that.
we also have another guest joining us right now. It's Tom Connors. What's up, Tom?
Hey.
Hey, what up,
Tom
Tom?
enters, and unfortunately I have to leave. The video that you guys are gonna watch, the one that Nina's pulling up, I actually have a video coming out where I talk about that video. So if you want, you can check that out. But I have to go. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
See ya.
Love
Bye,
you, Steph.
Steph.
Have
Take care.
fun. Go
Good seeing
win.
ya.
Drive
Go win.
safely. Oh.
She's going to play Mario Kart, Tom. So it's nothing personal. Just, what's going on, Tom? How you doing?
Talking about Justin Baldoni.
Yeah, we're gonna be breaking down this video that leaked the other day. Oh, before we do it though, I this that I thought was fucking hilarious. Again, shout out to Anna, that Star Wars girl, for sending me this. This is Blake Lively and Ends With Us. I can't play the music because we'll get claimed.
This is really funny.
It's like I think this dude nailed it.
Does this have something to do with the movie or?
Yeah, like he's
Okay.
just pretending to be her in the
I
movie.
don't watch this chick flick
Wow, the
crap,
face
John.
is
Yeah.
perfect.
The face
I'm
is
with ya.
perfect.
Oh my gosh, what?
It
did I
does
think
actually
that was
look
a
like Blake
woman for a
Lively.
second? Yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe Ryan Reynolds is nailing that.
Oh my god.
That's great.
This is funny.
Has anybody actually seen this movie yet?
No.
It's kind of a little bit prophetic, the title. It ends with us, I guess, in a way. Something ended. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This guy's perfect. I don't know, man. Like the facial expressions really got me.
That's funny.
Okay. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it, Tom, but you know what I heard is that it's terrible from people who've watched the movie and read the book. Like my best friend like loves the book, like it's like one of her favorite books ever. And she was like, this movie was awful, like an awful representation of what that book is. The book's like 1,000 times better. And it makes sense because apparently there was 2 cuts, and one of them was Blake's cut and one of them was Justin's cut, and they released Blake's cut. So I'm kind of like, let's get that hashtag release the Baldoni cut going. Can we do that? Because it's like,
You know what? I knew this already, and I hate you girls because of that.
what? What do you mean? What do
I
you hate
shouldn't
me
know
for?
this. I shouldn't know this much about this crappy chick flick.
Oh,
That's because you hang out on toxic.
I
Fats.
know.
It's not your
You
fault.
guys talk about this almost every week now, and it's like, oh no.
Well, she's the new Amber Heard, man. We gotta cover
Obviously.
this. She's crazy. This crazy bitch. Okay.
Definitely some mean girl vibes going on here.
Okay. So now I'm so glad you're here, though. So now you're gonna be going through this with
I
us.
don't hear that very often.
Aw. Okay. Here we go. This is the video that was released by Justin Baldoni's lawyer, who has now been threatened with a gag order by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So here we go. Oh, I will have to pause and stop this every once in a while because there is music in it. But if you want to say anything at any time, just tell me to pause.
Looks like it does have subtitles anyway, so.
Yeah, maybe I'll mute it once in a while when there's music. Okay, so this is Miss Lively's complaint alleges that during a scene, Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively were filming for a slow dance montage, and Mr. Baldoni was behaving inappropriately. The following video captured on May 23rd, 2023, clearly refutes Miss Lively's characterization of his behavior. The scene in question was designed to show the 2 characters falling in love and longing to be close to one another. Both actors are clearly behaving well within the scope of the scene and with mutual respect and professionalism. These are all 3 takes filmed of the sequence. Okay. So here we go. Like a little context for everybody. So it says on here, this is part of the script. Lily and Ryle slow dance in a bar, patrons around them drinking and watching sports, completely in their own world.
Too close to the subject. Picture recording takes never meant to be comedy.
And I felt it there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, that's all there's.
Ready, everyone? Talk to you at the bar. Something's on the screen.
And can you give us a couple cues of like this score? Just so everyone else around us is having a moment.
But is it as rambunctious as it was earlier on?
No, it's never going to be because we're in slow-mo, but just they're watching, people are watching games. We see some, just some hands and things like that. Yeah, thank you.
So here you like off the bat, you have Justin kind of directing because he's the director.
Yeah, he's telling the extras, or at least he's helping the people to help the extras. Yeah.
Yes, like he's telling them what the scene is and what we're doing.
Ready? And everybody good? And playback. Background. Camera.
Freaking hell. The music is annoying.
This is on the mark.
Wait, what did he say? We're not gonna. So Blake Lively says we're not
on marks. So where they should be standing, or
yeah, the light is behind you a little bit. And so he's like, it's actually a little better when it's behind me. So he's already like being like directory, like. I like it like that, bitch. Like,
is she a huge feminist or a feminist at all?
I
think both of them are.
So.
It sounds like this is just a power struggle issue. Like she can't just let a man lead. She must have Ryan like so cucked in their relationship. My God.
Can you imagine, Chrissy? I think you're right. I think like Ryan is a little bitch.
Comes down to this all seems like normal stuff from him.
This guy is not going to be a feminist after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? He's going to go through his phase of freaking riding like motorcycles and smacking shit. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
That's fine.
Oh, would I block it? Freaking
And he's
music.
look, he's still trying to like do the scene, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so like here, right? When he leaned in and she pulled back a little bit, do you guys think this is what she's talking about when she says, I felt uncomfortable?
Oh, come on. They're doing a scene.
It's a movie. Like, why? It's called acting, right? Like, aren't they supposed to be
Wasn't he also
romantically involved?
half-assed? I mean, they're sitting there talking about the lighting and stuff, and she's more worried about being on screen. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I mean, like, I would think that if she's uncomfortable with it, she'd be like, I don't like the way that you're brushing up against me, like so close or something. Like, she
Yeah,
would say
maybe
something.
they don't have. Maybe she's not feeling the on-screen chemistry. But you're an actor. Fake it.
It's
Fake it till you
action.
make it.
Action. You know, it's a scene. Like, what?
Yeah, you don't have
What are
to
you
suck his
doing?
dick. Just let him whisper in your ear. Come on, I could do that shit.
I know. It's so crazy. So she's kind of laughing here, actually. Like, I heard her laugh. She's like, like, you know, as she's like, as he's like touching her.
She just leaned in and then she pulled back.
She leaned in, yeah. She leaned in and then she pulled back.
She's being very tentative.
I'm just pausing it because of stupid music.
I don't
This
see where
movie
this
should
is
be-
even remotely what she's claiming it is.
This is
thus
on the
far.
level. This movie should be called "It Ends with Blake."
I know, right?
I mean, if she was uncomfortable.
He's doing all the work. He's the one making both of them look good here.
I agree.
She's hiding behind him, but she
He's
did
like-
she put her arm around him. So,
Oh, big deal.
like,
I mean, right there,
She's
he's
not
not
that
wrong. That
uncomfortable.
light does make him look very romantic in the silhouette. Like,
I
he's
agree
not
with
wrong.
you, Tom, because the light kind of makes it like all magical. Like it gives it that like otherworldly feeling.
Doesn't
Like
it look like that thing that people look? Oh, is this a vase or two faces? Doesn't it look like that?
oh yeah, yeah.
it kind of does,
Now
yeah.
we know the answer.
Yeah.
Their faces are pretty symmetrical in that respect. You could almost put a line
Yeah.
right down. Now I wonder if that's a studio light, and I think that's why you can't tell, it's pretty obscured in the background. Because that light, in a sense, doesn't make sense. So maybe it is just a studio light. I don't know.
Oh,
But
it clearly
Maybe-
is. It was his choice, it sounds like.
Maybe he's porking up a little, and she doesn't like it.
But I like the effect though too. I think it could be a little bit more abstracted, but it works. That silhouette definitely works.
And
So
then
now
she's-
this is the part though that like
yeah.
she's saying, I think we should be talking because they're claiming that this made her feel incredibly uncomfortable to a point where she's like, we should be talking. So they're kind of like going back and forth now about whether they should be
No,
talking
he didn't
or
resist
not.
at all. Yeah.
And yeah, and
That's this guy's problem. He didn't put his foot down for anything.
exactly, John, because this is where I feel like, excuse me, ma'am, like I'm the director. Like I don't like
Right. He's the
I'm not
director.
gonna take like you're the star. Like you do what I tell you to do. And you know, there's a lot of actors or like excuse me, directors that are like that. Like they're like, you know what? Shut the fuck up. I tell you what to do. You're the director.
Most of them been drummed out of Hollywood, but yeah.
But do you know what I'm saying, Tom? And that's why there's a lot of complaints. Oh, there's all these assholes in Hollywood because most of them were like that. They were like, "Shut the fuck up! You're the star."
You know, you kind of got to be a little bit of a control freak to be, you know, a director to some extent. You got to have a vision, right? And you got to have a certain idea of how things are supposed to be. There's definitely, when you've got this sort of situation like a two-headed monster going on, trying to make decisions, it's a recipe for disaster. Too many cooks in the kitchen, as they say.
Yeah, so like she's here exactly, John, and she's here going like, you know, she's trying to convince him like why they should be talking during the scene, And she's like, basically like, I think we should be talking. It's more romantic because it's like the moment you kiss and you give them the thing that they want to see.
Mhm.
And then, he's like, yeah, well, the whole point or the whole montage is talking. Like, he's like, well, we're kind of talking already. She's directing this more than he is.
Mm.
Which to
And-
me is fine because there was no coordinator on the, and if anything, his lawyer could use this to his defense because, as you just said, she's dictating and directing him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's a good point.
But she's saying to that point, Tom, that because there was no intimacy coordinator on the set, that this is harassment and I shouldn't have been, having to do all this. And because I was feeling uncomfortable.
You keep using that word, but I don't think you understand the meaning of it.
This is harassment, motherfucker. Like, what's so crazy is when I watch the scene, I just think to myself, like, knowing who Blake Lively is and knowing the kind of person she is, there is no way in hell she wouldn't have said something if she was feeling uncomfortable. Because
She brought in reinforcements on top of it with Ryan Reynolds and those threats that are out there. I believe them wholeheartedly. Because I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but you guys were talking about this the other night on the show. Basically, it's the Game of Thrones threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
No, I don't know what that is.
She made a threat where she in one of the exchanges. What was she saying? She was saying like, I have these. She's like,
I know
I'm
you're not a big
Khaleesi.
fan of Game of Thrones, but I'm like Khaleesi, and I have 2 dragons, and the 2 dragons she was referring to were Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Yeah. Allegedly, the second one's Taylor Swift, but we know one of them was Ryan Reynolds. But the other one, it's a rumor that it's Taylor Swift. And right now, Taylor Swift is like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. Leave me the fuck out. Like this, I don't know.
She's got enough drama.
Yeah, she's like, fuck this.
And why would you feel the need to do that flex of like, ooh, look who I'm associated with? If you felt like you had a strong case, you wouldn't feel the need to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Almost
I
like
think
she's just
a
digging her
bitch.
heels in and she can't admit she's wrong.
Exactly. And then here, like, they're laughing. She doesn't seem uncomfortable.
Well, and honestly, with the music, if they're going to sync it up with the music, even though it's supposed to be a montage, like that one part with the music and the way it was shot there, like that was almost perfect with the swelling of the music, like for the kissing part, because that's what she keeps saying is it's supposed to lead up to the kiss. Okay, so yeah, now just record all the other stuff from around it, but whatever. I don't know. This whole thing, she doesn't seem like she's all that uncomfortable. The only thing that's given me any hint of what she's saying is she's like saying, oh, we should be talking during the scene. But at the same time, you think she was genuinely that uncomfortable. She even brings up the kiss herself. She's dictating a lot of it. I don't understand where a lot of this is coming from.
It's crazy.
You can
I just think like I don't even see her be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't see it so far.
She's leaning in there too, so yeah.
I just don't think she's that good of an actress. So
She was just laughing like 5 seconds ago.
Exactly. It's like I don't think she's that good of an actress. Like, so if she's uncomfortable, like you would know. Like I think you could be able to tell. And she's just laughing and like playing along, and she's like, I need you. Now she has a problem with this apparently. This hair thing, and the lean into smell.
Ugh. I love that move.
So do I. The ladies love it. But I think like she had a problem with that, so now she's gonna say something soon.
Dude didn't even kiss her.
Nope.
There's a point where like he puts like his hand on her lip, and that she doesn't like that. I think that's the one, not this one.
Can we do a score? Can we do a score? Couple scores? While we're
What does that mean? Can we do a score?
Okay, so what he
like
told
the team scores, like
Yeah.
apparently there's a sporting event I think going
Yep.
on
Oh.
the television.
So he wants the extras to be coordinated. So like whenever they score, he wants them all to cheer.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, so
like
that's what he told the
sport.
assistant AD is call out the score every once in a
Right.
while so that the audience react or the extras react to it.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, great.
So that's what I mean. His fucking mind is going in 20 different directions here. So why she's
Yeah.
even trying to pretend that he's getting off on this in any sort of way is
Seriously.
ridiculous.
If you're
It's crazy.
acting and directing, I mean that it's already difficult enough to do one of those things really well, but
Mhm.
to try to I mean, I think there should have been a little bit more. Well, the fact that there's even a conversation while they're acting, granted, all of the audio
Yeah.
is going to be taken out of this, so it doesn't really matter. But the fact that they're trying to make, I mean, I get the ad-libbing thing, but you should have like a real game plan going in.
Mhm. And that's what
the
her
scene.
actually that's what her complaint is, John. Is that she's saying basically this scene wasn't really written out and talked about
It's
enough.
written out exactly in the script like most of these montage scenes are. She's full of shit.
Yeah. Like, but
Yeah.
she's saying there's not enough direction in the script. So we went too much off the cuff.
I thought it was pretty
Well-
pretty succinct or whatever the word is that you're wanting. They're in a bar. They're lost in their own world while the rest of the bar is engaged in this game. And
Yes,
these two
I
are
agree.
pretending like the rest of the world is melting away.
Mhm.
And as he moves into that light, guess what happens? Everything else goes away and all you see is them.
Them.
He knows exactly what he's doing, and she's just being a cock block at this point.
Yeah, totally. No, I don't know. I just got lost. I think it's nice to talk. Oh, she touched his face. I didn't catch
Yeah,
that
she
the
did.
first time. See, look at that.
He's going to file a
That
counter
looks-
lawsuit.
Mm.
Well, he
I mean, but
technically
that's-
has, but yeah.
But that is what's it called, right? Like that is intimacy, right? That's not somebody being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Chrissy,
Yeah.
talking about like because you're a girl, Chrissy. So like if a guy's making you uncomfortable, you're not going like, oh, let me touch your face. Like
You're gonna be stiff and you're gonna be like, kind of maybe hands on the chest, pushing away a little bit,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be like backing
I'm
out.
dancing, but I'm like,
And
you know.
dudes get that, like dudes get that vibe too. Like
Yeah.
guys, I mean, most guys get. I won't say all, but like I think most guys get the vibe when a woman is uncomfortable. You
Mhm.
know,
Well, and in this
like-
situation, it's not even like a dating situation, right? Where it's like
Mhm.
she's not showing any resistance. She's supposed to be acting. I get that. So that's her defense on that part, probably. But at the same
Sure.
time, she is powerful enough. She's dictating the scene. And it's
Mhm.
not, they're pretty free flowing. I think if she's getting it uncomfortable, all she's got to do is say, time out. I think we need just
Yeah.
a breather here to
yeah,
recollect
Yeah.
ourselves and maybe reconfigure how this is going to work out. And then use your situation then to kind of express that, things are just getting a little too hot and heavy or things aren't feeling right or something like that. There's other
Mhm.
ways of approaching this. To me, it feels like she's just using this as a nothing burger that she doesn't really have anything on. And
It's crazy, man.
it's bullshit. She's trying to drum up all the, because I have not seen anything yet to support her
I haven't
claims on this
either.
guy. And I have
Yeah.
I don't know this guy from Tom, Dick, or Harry. The only reason I know him is because you guys have been talking about him every week for the last 3 weeks
Sorry, Tom.
or 4 weeks or whatever it's
Tom's
been.
like, I'm done with this. I'd
No,
be
I
here
just-
though. I'd be
Even
here,
as a
though.
male feminist, I see him being basically attacked here.
Mhm.
I
He
got to stand up for
is.
him, even though he is one.
They're never gonna find out what they're saying. They're never gonna find out.
Oh my gosh.
So now here's the line. So he starts to bring this personal thing. He's the one that sets it off. I know you and Ryan talk all the time.
No, shut up.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
Staring. You just stare.
we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally hear each other and like
When I
time
found a sociopath.
and like, time stops.
Yeah.
But like that's just how it's been for us.
Wow.
Did you just say, "Oh, I
She
found
seems-
a sociopath"? That's such a weird thing to say.
Did she say like sociopaths or I found a sociopath?
I found a
Okay, well,
sociopath.
what he was
Huh.
doing there was comparing his relationship
Yeah.
with her and Ryan's because he's like, I get it. You guys talk constantly.
Right.
But
And here he
Yeah.
is talking, but he's also explaining Maybe a love language he has.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, we're like, oh my god, there's
And they score again.
no. It's like, oh my god, I forgot to tell you something else.
Oh, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
They won the Stanley Cup.
What?
He can't be right about anything.
Who says
Yeah, see,
that? Like, it's like if I say to you, Chrissy, like, I think you and Frank are really cute.
We're more than cute. We're
Like,
lovers.
Who says that? We're amazing. I think
Wow.
it's
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it is actually.
You guys are like totally people and stuff.
And then let's just do one almost like super close.
Yeah.
Can you guys frame up?
See, he even asked her, "Can we just do
And
one
she said,
like,
yeah.
almost super close?" And she's like, "Yeah, no problem." Like, she's into it. She's not even like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I don't know. I'm not really feeling this at all." Actually, Justin, can we take a
Yeah.
break?
Up on
Should've
the
called for a
Sebastian
break
on
if
you.
she's really-
We'll just do like our lips are right next to each other.
Oh, look at that! Such harassment to even announce to the whole team. So we're gonna go and do this. Like, this is what we're shooting for this right now. And she's like, "Yeah, no problem." But also, fuck you. You're harassing me.
But I think you should start talking.
But look, hand on the chest.
Whoa,
She's doing like the
oh.
push away thing.
She is doing the push away thing, and she brought up immediately. But I think we should start talking. So
Less
that's her.
talking, more talking, less kissing.
That's her defense. She's like, I don't like. Oh yeah, let's get close. But
Ooh,
also, we
look
should
at
be talking.
Galadorn's comment.
What did he say? What's up, Galadorn?
Maybe her and Ryan are having problems, and this is some misdirection. Like,
Well, that's a theory
like
that
maybe she did have some chemistry with him, and she's overcompensating or something, or she doesn't want to be
Right.
seen enjoying this man's company, or maybe she and Ryan had a fight about it or something.
that's actually a theory that they had too much chemistry and like she was into him and like he basically spurned her advances.
Well, unfortunately,
Oh,
See, I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking that was a possibility too, where
Mhm.
like, what if she did have some feelings or there was something there? And yeah,
Because you know, hell hath no fury of like a woman's scorn. So apparently,
She's,
she, you know,
protesting too much or something. She's
Well,
like,
you
yeah,
don't
I'll
even
do a
really-
whole lawsuit. I don't care.
I say you don't even really need the whole thing to go into that respect because like the way that they clearly are having this power struggle of who is really the producer director of this project was enough, and them having this because all she had to do was remember, oh, we had this conversation one day about Ryan. That's enough to be personal, you know, so she
Yeah.
could use that to her advantage. Like, and I don't think she even really remembered the video or the conversation that much, or really thought that, you know, he was going to dig out all this video or something like that. Because these guys are never that bright usually when it boils down to it. They just figure you're going to believe all women, right?
Yeah,
But again,
and there
But-
was another time though too, Tom, that I mean that hasn't been released yet. Although the lawyer said like we're gonna release it, we're gonna put up a website and release all this evidence. But there's another point where she talks about how he brought up like in the lawsuit that he brought up her and Ryan's sex life and like asked about when they climax and shit like that, and he's denying it and he's saying like I didn't fucking say that. So they're gonna release all the texts, so we'll find out what the context of that is because
Sure,
the
we could be
context-
wrong.
if he
but-
did say that, if he did bring up anything like that, that obviously doesn't bode too well for him.
it's not the greatest look, like definitely, but
But
I
it also
wouldn't
depends
call
on the context of who brought up what first to get them there. See, that's the thing where you guys
Right.
were saying before
Correct.
about the
Yeah.
relationship status thing.
No,
because
that's
for
true.
example, like one of the texts that was like refuted was the whole, you know, he came into my dressing room or whatever, my trailer at any time he wanted. And then he was like, well, and like while I was breastfeeding, he came in and then he was like, well, you invited me. So he put out the text where she had invited him and she was like, come to my trailer to run lines. I'm just pumping breast milk here. Just come and do it. Like, we can run lines while I do that. And he's like, okay. And he goes over there. And now she's like, he came into my trailer when I was breastfeeding. And she's
No,
like,
that does
what?
not help her case at all. No.
Yeah.
No. So
Hmm.
again, see, contacts kind of add stuff. And people are saying,
Wow.
demonetized. I think this whole thing has been demonetized because of the music anyway. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Still rolling.
Don't give it to them. They want it. Don't give it to them.
Just keep restraint.
Yeah. Just do a little bit of restraint.
She's still directing and dictating.
Yeah.
She's leaning in. She's literally like just fucking was like, don't give it to them. Let's do this.
She's
like,
directing.
Right, come on back.
She's directing.
Oh, she's pulling away.
Couple by the bar, walk towards us.
Well, they're supposed to. That's what it. Yeah.
Sorry, ponytail lady.
And then
Cross this way. Cross this way. Take your date. Cross this way.
So yeah, they've been basically doing the same thing 3 or 4 times in a row now.
Yeah.
so nosy.
I know.
And
my nose is so big.
Oh my God, she's so upset. I can't believe this.
Yeah, this
The
is
horror
not.
of the situation.
And-
you don't do that if you are, she's clearly fine.
And
Yeah,
he goes, my nose is so big. And she's like, yes. And it's like, dude, bitch,
It's
calm
so
down.
bad.
It's not too late. Just gotta shut down. We gotta call an insurance month and just deal with that.
Yeah.
And then
God.
just kidding.
No, it's true. That's why we hired Jenny's late too. Our noses.
God.
Let's go.
So
This
you're
is,
like,
okay,
oh,
this
they
is the
missed
next
some stuff.
part
Yeah.
They know each other better than that.
because
She's not-
they're gonna be talking about the smell thing now, because that was the other part of her lawsuit that she's like, he leaned and leaned in to smell me.
Marrying someone she doesn't know with lots
So
of
that's
red
coming up.
flags. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh,
So
okay,
far,
there's
this
stuff
is
that we
like
don't know.
such a nothing burger.
It
We already
feels-
saw some of the smell.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is all they keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, like they're supposed
Let's
to.
start
So I
on
don't know what the
action.
fuck
Let's
she's
just do
talking
everyone
about.
celebrated. There's a game going on action. Yeah. People passing.
On action. It'll just be celebration. They just scored. Ready and
Well, I'm gonna
lay back.
get your hat in there for a
Lay
second,
back.
and then I'll take it off. Like I'll try to kiss you and then take it off.
Background.
I know you want the hat.
Yeah, you know, like from that.
See, and he told her what he's gonna do, and she's like, okay, great. So he's already prepping her. It's not even he's doing it on the moment. It's always prepped. I'm going to do
Yeah.
this.
I
like,
will
"Yeah,
say,
okay."
here's the thing though. If you are a director, and this is my 2 cents on it though, like you don't tell your actor to 2 seconds before the take. If this hasn't been discussed, I do think it's something that if he's gonna kiss her or it's something unexpected, it's not
He
like
has
she's
to-
It's an intimate scene. He's not gonna stick a thumb in her butt. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have a kiss at some point.
No, here's the thing though, to protect his own ass, to protect yourself if you're in that sphere of things, like I don't think it's a good idea. Like especially the environment we're in. You could get away with this type of thing any other decade, but like
True.
that's just where I'm thinking. If
I see where you're coming from, but they're also, like I said, doing the same exact motions over and over again. So it's almost like they pre-prepared themselves. We're gonna have a spin. We're gonna have the pull in.
Yes.
We're gonna have. It's almost like they already talked about that before they started the scene, because they do the kiss on the first take, but after that they don't do it again. So in that part, yeah. And so you already got the kiss.
Spin and everything is obviously in the script because that's
what
why
I'm
they
saying.
do it like 3
Well,
times.
it's not so much in the script, but they must have planned out a little bit of a choreography. Because, like I said, I've already figured it out watching it 3 times in a row. You got the spin, the pull in, there's like the talking, the lean in, the smell, all that stuff, and then finally leads up to the kiss as they swoop around to the light behind them.
I guess if it's not explicitly like whatever script description we got at the beginning of the scene, like if that is this scene, which I'm assuming that it is, and there's just a lot of so like, well, I haven't seen this yet, so
let's keep going.
I'm just saying, like for an actress or an actor, like you're put on the spot, everything's going, the whole set's going, everybody's going, like. If you get told to do something like 2 seconds beforehand, unless the director is trying to go for like some type of shock or surprise, like, people will feel like they have to go along with something just because.
To a point, I get what you're saying, John, and I agree with you, but like,
I'm not even taking her side because I think it's all.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying, but like,
yeah.
I'm going back to my memory of what the description of the scene was. It was like they're in a bar dancing.
I'll go back
to
to
their
it.
own world. Yeah, they're in their own world. And that's kind of what it means. Like once you get to the part where you're in your own world.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray or a lot of room to interpret that.
And it
for
feels
sure.
like they must have worked out some sort of semi-choreography.
There it is. Lillian Rouse,
Two
slow
places.
dance. What was it? Lillian
a
Rouse,
sports
slow dance in
bar.
the bar, patrons around them, drinking and watching sports completely in their own world. That's all it says.
And she keeps dictating and directing, saying, well, we should talk here, we should talk here. So that's not even in the script. So if she wants to even argue your point, John, which I agree with you is a good point, she can, they can just argue against her. It's like, well, neither was any of this other shit you were ad-libbing.
Right.
So, and he asked about the kiss 2-3 times, and she keeps talking about it herself. So it's not like they clearly didn't know that it wasn't going to lead up to a kiss.
And she's the one that just brings in more stuff. Like, we should be talking. It's more romantic. Keep them wanting, keep them waiting more, blah, blah, blah. Like, she's the one that's like adding stuff to the script.
It's almost like she is staving off the kiss so that he almost like, is she baiting him to be more aggressive with the kiss so then she can then say, oh, look, he moved in too hot for this.
That's an interesting point.
One step further, Catherine, please. Great, thank you.
Let's start on action. Let's just do everyone celebrate it. There's a game going on action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People passing.
On action, it'll just be celebration. They just scored. Ready and
Well, let me
lay back.
get your hat in there for a
Lay
second.
back.
And then I'll take it off. Like I'll try to kiss you and then take it off.
Background. Great.
I know you want the hat.
Yeah, you know, like, oh, that's his sticker. Good.
Is it
No, there's no sticker.
And they score. They score.
See, they even worked out the hat bit there, where he gives the hat to another person in the bar. Yeah.
There we go. That's it. This is the lean in.
And that they already did that in the scene in the shot before.
They did.
They score another.
Okay, this is the line. So he goes, I'm getting beard on you today, and she's laughing. And she goes, I'm probably getting spray tan on you.
Which means he probably has a spray beard on. That's why.
And he goes, it smells good. And they're both laughing.
It smells good. Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
And she's like, well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
Oh, so he can't be right about anything.
Buzzkill.
And this is the other part you're talking about right there, where he put his finger. But she reacted to that. It seemed like though. So
she's liking this.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it to me.
Look, I really don't think she's that good of an actress. So I'm like, I think she's into this dude. That's what she looks like.
We almost got to get to the end of this because I do have to run. Sorry. But yeah.
Oh, okay, no problem. No problem.
But yeah, I do want to finish watching this. But yeah, well, I'll finish this with you real quick.
Okay.
We got plenty.
Yes.
Slow motion. It's gonna be a 17-minute reel.
Yeah, it's
so
like
he's
not,
already
there
ready
is
to end.
nothing there. Like what?
I think the rest of this is basically like just their feet, though. They do
They should
another.
have been kissing more, and it didn't happen.
And he's the one that pulled the plug on it too. He's like, we got plenty.
It's probably like it's not gonna happen. You know.
Oh, and here's the other scene. So like, because this is one part where like, he's got his hand like on his back, on her back. It's not super low. He's like, he's very much knows what he's doing. Like, he's not like trying to touch her ass or like make her feel uncomfortable. So you can tell, like, if somebody was trying to harass you, I just don't think that they'd know where their hands are.
Well, and the shot is where it's supposed to be because it's clearly like he's the guy going in for that attempt. Does she resist?
Right.
That's what the movie's supposed to be showing, right? Like that's the whole point of the scene. It sounded like.
Yeah, you want to create some tension, there.
And that's it. That was the.
Anyway,
the
yeah, that
video.
seems very much to do about nothing and bullshit.
Yeah, it's not a whole.
And
lot
I hate
there.
to leave on that note, but thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Tom.
It was good seeing you again, John and Chrissy. It's been
Likewise,
too
Tom.
long.
Hi, Tom.
Good seeing you, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
So I don't know. So now after this happened,
It's gotta be something else going on.
Yeah.
I know. That's how I feel about it too. So after this happened, though, then they had the TMZ reported today that Justin Baldoni and his lawyer have been basically told like Ryan and Blake asked for a gag order so
Ooh.
that this does not happen anymore because everybody was like, everybody has opinions about this, and people want to know like why for the gag order, and it's basically because this might be a jury trial, and they think the jury pool is going to be completely like tampered with at this point because everyone's going to have an opinion.
I
I
thought
don't know
that
if
they
it's
were
like
going to kiss on the lips, though. Like that. That's what I thought was going to happen. Or not just kiss on
Yeah.
the lips, but I thought it was going to be some like Frenching or whatever.
they never did.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I mean, when he talked about the kiss, and it was just kind of like on the side. I'm like, I don't know, like
That was
what's
a tame kiss.
yeah, what the like, what is she even talking about?
It's like how is this sexual harassment? I just don't see it. Do you guys remember a few months ago? Like I don't know if you saw this, but a few months ago they came out with what was it? Rebel Wilson came out with this whole thing where she was like Sacha Baron Cohen made me feel incredibly uncomfortable, and that whole video
Makes
got
a lot
leaked.
of people feel uncomfortable.
Yes, but he was, when she was like filming with him, there was like this whole scene where like he was trying to like get her to suck his dick. It was like this whole fucking thing. Like, because Sacha Baron Cohen's are like
That's
the
just
scenes
his.
are really,
Mhm.
a lot more raunchy than this. And obviously she had agreed to a certain point in the scene. And then after that, he was kind of going off the cuff and he was like, I want you to do this and this and this. And she was not comfortable, but she was voicing that discomfort in the clip. Like she was like, I don't want to do this. This wasn't part of the script, man. Like, she was like, I don't know if you guys saw that clip or not, but that kind of reminded me of what's going on with this, because like in that one, Rebel was in the right. Like she was being harassed,
Mhm.
but like there was clear evidence of that harassment, because you're like, oh, like that's gross. Like what he's doing to her is fucking gross. And then in this, you're like, what the hell? Like there's nothing happening. Like
Yeah.
The
it is
antithesis of
harassment.
it. Yeah.
So that's what really kind of put that into perspective for me. Let's get some of these super chats. We got Russell Hall says, is it me or is it way stranger to walk on a dude on a what? Dude walking on a dude watching a birthing video than it would be if he were actually watching hardcore porn?
Yes, I think so.
I think Russell, you're right on this one. And I don't say that often. I think that would be weirder for me. If it was like by himself and he's just watching a birthing video, like
so weird.
I'd be like, what the fuck? Like
You would be more worried and concerned about that guy.
I would be like, I'd be
Yeah.
disturbing. Like, why are you watching that? It's so weird. 200 Watt Studios for 2 says, Steph, can you say M200? You smell good. Oh, I'll get her to say this on Toxic Femme next Monday, or not this Monday, next Monday. Sorry, 200 Watt Studios. She left before you said that. Russell Hall, thank you for the 2, says, what's more hopeful than domestic violence? Anything and everything. 200 Watt Studios 5 says, I'm the new intimacy coordinator now. You can only use 3 fingers on my wife there and there. No moistening them allowed. Oh my god, ew. It's like what Ryan's saying. Gross. Russell Hall for 2 says at 2 Watt Studio, not even butter. Oh, gross. That's a reference to the Neil Gaiman butter thing. And then 2 Watt Studios for 2 says, isn't a gag order the intimacy coordinator's job? Oh boy. And then you got Russell Hall here for 2 says, lock him up for that pink suit. That the one that he was talking about that he wore at the premiere, Justin Baldoni.
In the basement.
In the basement. And then Russell Hall for 2 says, he's literally dressed like a giant pussy.
Oh.
Because it's pink. Oh, ouch. Man, Russell, you're like the fashion police over here. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I didn't see
I didn't see
harassment.
I thought when he was talking about the kiss beforehand, Like I thought it was gonna be more than just like whatever on the neck that they already did earlier.
Mhm.
There was gonna be like he was gonna shove his tongue down her throat. Like I'm just assuming there's gonna be like a kiss.
I know. When I
Anyway.
started watching that the first time, I was expecting something really juicy too. I was like, okay, here we go. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna grab her butt or
Like,
something.
doesn't she
Or
know what this footage looks like? None of it works in her favor.
I mean, I think like at this point, like I think Blake should have just never done this to begin with, because when
Yeah.
she was being the talk of the town, like she should have just like disappeared and like came back like later on. People would forget.
Yeah.
People were already forgetting about everything because the movie had come out. It was already done.
Right.
And everybody was just kind of forgetting about it. It was out of the talking light, And then all of a sudden she does this. And so all of that started coming back. And now with this video being released, I think what she should do is settle with the guy outside of court, leave, and then just never not even come back for a while, and just like maybe you can salvage your career.
Could she be
Disappear.
creating drama just to maybe help the movie to blow up so that it can compete with what's her
Deadpool?
faces?
Movie?
Oh, Kendrick. Okay.
Kendrick's movie.
Okay. That's what that's a great point, Chrissy, because I was thinking about that too. Like, what if this is all just manufactured
How
drama?
diabolical.
Like, wouldn't that be crazy if they were both in it, her and Justin, and they're totally orchestrating this entire thing to just make this movie blow up? I mean, that would be some next level stuff there.
It would be insane, and it would like
the case gets dropped. There's no lawsuits or anything, and
I would go with you guys there if the movie hadn't come out already and it wasn't like it's already been over.
Sure.
Like that's the only thing that really like makes me like, she's trying to win the rights for the next movie because he still has it. So she's trying to get the sequel right so she can be the only one that's making the sequel movie. And I think that's, I don't know, man. This was supposed to be his passion project. So I don't know if he's gonna, I don't know. I don't think he's gonna like sabotage it like that.
Definitely, it wouldn't help
his big break.
It wouldn't help their like. I don't think there's anything advantageous for their careers in the future by doing that. But yeah, it definitely crossed my mind though, just because I'm sure there's so much manufactured kayfabe drama out there.
That's true. It is, and you're right. And I did think about that at the beginning, but then the movie's over. So like, what can they gain from this? Like for the second movie? I mean, nobody's watching this movie anyway. Like, like nobody on this panel tonight watched the movie. Like,
yeah,
even I that cares about this drama, I haven't actually watched the movie because I'm not really into like domestic violence movies. Like I've always been like, sad. I'm not into like cancer movies and like domestic violence movies and like shit like that. Like it would have to be really something like just extremely powerful for me to like want to commit my time to that, because when I want to watch a movie, like I want to escape. Like I don't want to think about like the shitty shit that happens in this world, like domestic violence and cancer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not really interested in those things, but I don't know. Like I don't think it's done enough for this movie. This lawsuit.
Yeah.
200 Watt Studios for 2 says, wow, those were some great super chats. They were. Thank you for sending them. So let's talk about this other topic, which is Elon Musk. And his salute. Because I'm confused. So this is we'll watch the long video so like everybody can kind of see the context, because the context gets taken out of everything, I feel like, especially when it comes to the media. So here we go. This is at the inauguration. He seems so happy. And also, I think it's worth mentioning that Elon Musk is definitely on the spectrum.
Like autism increasing.
Now after he did that, yeah, and then he went like, pardon me, Heart Hitler, like then he would be, he'd be in trouble.
I mean, he didn't even say the Heil part, but he was like he's got Asperger's, and I think Asperger's is definitely on the spectrum. He's very weird.
This is what victory feels like.
Somebody's gonna do a side by side with Hitler saying the same thing.
They have.
And this was no ordinary victory. This was a fork in the road of human civilization. Okay. This
He's so excited.
you know, there are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you.
The only reason he's saying that is because he invested a lot of money into Donald Trump.
You can make the
this one
argument
really mattered.
Yeah, he was a big part of why Trump won so decisively.
Yeah.
Also, it did matter for humanity, for sure.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
It did.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he wouldn't have smacked his chest if he was going to do a straight up pile.
Yeah.
It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured. Thanks to you.
Wait, does he do it again?
Cities,
No,
finally.
I don't think
Safe
so.
cities. Secure borders, sensible spending, basic stuff.
Basic stuff.
And we're gonna take Doge to Mars.
I don't think anybody there even noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
When I
Apparently
seen
this
it when I seen it the first time, yeah, like it was kind of like
Victory feels like. Yeah. And this was no ordinary victory. This was a
Hold
fork
on.
in the road of human.
This is the main one.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Wow.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Isn't he obsessed with the Roman Empire too? And
yeah,
didn't
that's
he do
what
that?
the I guess a Roman salute. Yeah. Like
I just think it's so funny because he's so autistic and like he doesn't know what to do with his excitement. So he's like,
Yeah.
he's obviously going like from my heart, like he's like sending like his heart out to
Yeah.
the people. And it's just happens to be an extremely like unfortunate
Timing.
Yeah. But also, could we just acknowledge how ridiculous the world has become? Like
Mhm.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
the whole thing where this all of a sudden became like, you know, that was like a
Yeah.
Nazi thing or something like that. I'm like, it's been the
Illuminati,
okay
it's
sign.
white supremacy, it's the
Mhm.
devil, you know, like
And it's
Anything
been
to
the
make him look
okay
bad.
sign forever like this, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Like when you go diving, this is the universal sign for okay. Like, you know, everything's okay. You don't go like this, you
Yeah.
go like
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a Nazi salute now. And it's, this
Yeah.
is a Nazi salute. Like, I mean, and there's videos of Hitler. Like, if you watch him do it, there's no this. Like, there's no this part.
Yeah. I have all his videos. I watch them all the time.
You do.
And they just I am German. Yeah, no.
He just puts up his hand. Like, he's like, you know,
Mhm.
I'm going to go grab that thing over there. Like, you know, he
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he
mean
just
it's
kinda puts up his hand.
I mean it's just he's like you said, he's excited, he's you know, there's a little autism going on there. I mean, you know, like yeah, it's you know, it's funny. You ever see Dr. Strangelove?
Galadorn just brought it up. Dr.
Oh snap!
Strangelove.
Wow. Yeah, no, where what is it? Peter Sellers, man. Like the ending, one of the last scenes in the movie.
I was actually thinking about that other one too. Like, John, I was dying because somebody brought up like Seinfeld with like Moulin Spring, where Mr. Pitt got like the thing on his eyes, and
Mhm.
our stocks will rise high. That was so good. It's like that, but
There's just it's like unfortunate. There's just like an unfortunate
universe-
series of events that happens, you know, like
the universe has just become too ridiculous. Like with this whole
Mhm.
Nazi situation, it's like when, like for example,
well, you see all these left. They've got pictures of all these people on the left. They got their hands literally, you know, Like
Yeah.
literally just like
Mhm.
that talking. I mean, you can catch anybody in the right situation.
But those
you
are
know,
pictures. That's
yeah.
the only difference is those are pictures, and this was an
It
actual
was the
video.
thing with Elon is like it was the enthusiasm with the whole
Yeah.
thing. Like had the
Mhm.
hand just slowly went up slow,
Mhm.
it's that when you see that like bam motion,
Yeah.
like you if you know any history, your mind just kind of
You're
can't help but go there a little bit.
Jane Theory was in the chat like really early on before the show, and she was like, if he had just gone like this,
Oh yeah,
everything like
yeah.
it would have been totally fine. If he
Even,
just a
even
little
like imagine this is just like and then just slowly like
yeah, if he
Yeah,
had
like-
tapped his heart a few times, like I love you guys, like
Yeah.
that, like
He
that
didn't do
was
this. He didn't do like.
he didn't do that. His hand is kind of like it's
He
like
didn't do
almost
this.
it's
He
almost
did it
like
out. He did like a
yeah,
like a.
he looked like he was doing the dab more
Right.
like he was like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
I don't know.
yeah, it's not yeah, I mean I could see why, especially the left too. Like they
Mhm.
want to like
They
of
want
course
to
they're
make
gonna
him look
read.
bad.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, there was like this one guy. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up his tweet because I was like, "You're fucking retarded." Like this dude's retarded.
AOC's losing her mind over
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh yeah, let me pull this one up. This made me laugh because it's like there's a graph of
Yeah.
where the Nazi
Yeah.
thing
No, Elon, no.
Oh yeah, I retweeted that.
And it's like
Funny.
when you call the waiter. I mean, when you call the waiter, you're like this. Like this is the universal sign.
Nazis from here.
Nobody calls a taxi
Yeah.
at 90 degrees. You know.
Nobody hails up here either. Like it's
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing a
uh,
taxi, it's always like this. Like
I'd say it's pretty
It's
close to a
it's
Nazi
eyebrow.
salute, right?
It's like
Maybe?
eyebrow.
Oh, is it? Okay, I don't call
I
too
don't
many
know.
taxis.
Chrissy
I
would
know.
know actually more than anyone because you live in New York, so you hail
That's true.
taxis all the time.
Right. I
That's
hail
true.
taxis actually. And they never stop for me.
They're all Jewish and they're like, "I'm not
Yeah.
for you
Like,
Nazi ass
ugh.
fucking bullshit." So then you have pet children, which is kind of a weird thing to write. But I guess if you
Mhm.
have like a stranger's kid and you're like petting them on the head and you're like, "Oh
Mhm.
yeah, nice, good boy," or whatever. So I guess
Yeah.
that's where it comes in. They have pet dog, which I mean, I guess that counts. Like especially as a big dog, that'll come out. And then that's just rest. But
Yeah.
this whole zone here, that's a Nazi zone.
Mhm.
That's a lot of zone. From call waiter to call taxi, that's a lot. I mean, even this one, like that's a Nazi. He didn't do that because I was watching some
No.
Hitler videos earlier because people are like putting them side by side with Elon Musk. Like they're like, this is what Hitler did. This is what he did. And Hitler just brings his arm up like really straight. It's actually
Mhm.
kind of like call
Yeah.
taxi. Like
Yeah.
he's more like the call taxi guy than it's not even like that high.
Yeah, here's the thing too. Like if Elon clicked his shoes together, like because don't they bring the legs or something too? Like their legs are together and they're like just
Yeah, like because he would have to do like the stomp or whatever it is. Like they do like the weird stomp thing. I don't know.
yeah, his was more angled out. It wasn't as straight. I mean,
No. Okay, there was this other. Yeah, let me bring up this tweet because this guy's tweet about Elon was so stupid. I was like, and whenever somebody calls themselves like internet famous, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like I don't know
Yeah.
who the fuck is like calls themselves internet famous. Let me just bring this up. Oh, this was funny. Let me.
that's
bring that
exactly
up.
what they want, Nina. They want your rage.
Oh boy, where is it? So many. Okay, here. No, that's the other guy. Oh, this is funny. I'm gonna bring this up for later. Golf of America. Oh my god. Oh, that guy deleted his tweet. No.
Oh.
Oh man.
Not
Because
so
you
famous
could
now.
still. Yeah, I guess because you can still see like blocked tweets, right? Like if the guy blocked me. Oh, that's not the one. If the guy blocked me, you could still see it, right? Because I think this is it says you're unable to view this book because account limits who can see their posts. So I can't see his posts anymore. Aw. Well, that's sad. I thought he was internet famous. See, look, that he's got that straight taxi hail.
Yeah, that's about that's about a nine. It's pretty close to a 90-degree there.
It really is. This was funny. Carrie Smith shared this one, and I thought that was funny. This guy says, I see a lot of people complaining about Elon doing the Nazi salute, but those same people never said anything about this.
That's great.
That's funny.
They had one too where Elon's drinking water and Adolf Hitler's drinking water. And
Oh
somebody's
my
like,
god.
"Got
Oh,
him."
this is what I was talking about with the people who didn't get the Seinfeld reference. This is from Seinfeld. Our stocks will rise high. Moulin Springs. Okay, on a lighter note, I was really annoyed by this. This woman kind of gives all of us a really bad name.
Ryan J, you deserve it, brother. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
She ran away.
Oh, that's what I would do. I'd be like, abort, abort.
You deserve it, brother. You fucking deserve it.
She broke it.
Ryan J, you deserve it, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Just the fact that he says you deserve it, and then Ryan Davis smacked it to the wall.
I don't even know who this is. Like, what is
So that's Ohio State's football coach.
That's the
And the players. But yeah, the football coach is in the passenger seat there. Maybe that was his wife. I don't know. But that was probably somebody involved with the team.
She took off. She was like, I can't believe I just did that.
Maybe she had a few too many.
This is why they say women drivers are terrible. And I resent it.
Well, you know, Andrew Tate, he definitely he actually did comment on this.
Did he comment on this one?
Like, women drivers.
No. Of course he did. What a piece of shit.
I almost did, but I'm like, yeah.
Russell Halford says, honestly, who expects the wall to be right there? Thank you, Russell. Wait, now I'm curious to see what Andrew Tate said about this. Let's see. Did you see his like little video where he was like shirtless?
Yeah, no.
He's always shirtless.
I know. It's like, what is up with that? He's like, literally, as I put Andrew Tate in this, like some shirtless video popped up. I'm like, why is this dude like?
He's just
straight.
He's just an internet heel. Like he feeds off of, like, this is exactly what he wants.
Yeah, it's so gross. Oh, Andrew Tate saying that we should bring the Nazi salute back.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
let's hear.
Of course, he would say that.
Oh wow.
You know, my heart goes out to all of you. You know, I'm kind of thinking we should bring the Nazi salute back because the people we've been arguing with for the last 4 years have no interest in objective truth.
God, put on some clothes, bro. He's so ridiculous.
Hail SpaceX!
This
Wow.
is his whole shtick. Like,
What a weirdo.
Boy, just an excuse to be shirtless and thirst trap us.
I know. Oh, got that one. Thank you, Russell. There was also this. What was it? Oh, I saw this thing and I was kind of happy about it. Because Donald Trump's doing a lot of stuff right now. But this is interesting. It says Donald Trump has ordered health agencies such as the FDA, CDC, and NIH to pause communication with the public until February 1st. They are not allowed to give regulations, guidance, and announcements, press releases, web posts, etc., until approved by political appointee. I wonder who that political appointee is going to be, like RFK, but he's doing the health stuff now, right? So I don't.
Yeah.
I think so. What a screenshot of Trump there.
I know. They really love him.
He looks like
Place.
he's sick of the CDC.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
He's like, I'm about to throw up in my mouth.
Well, yeah, he pulled out of WHO like immediately. I guess if we want details, it's in this. It's in this thing, but I don't really care. He did also say this. Oh, this was interesting. Chrissy, what'd you think of this whole woke priest?
Oh God. I think Trump and his whole gang did a pretty good job maintaining poker faces because they knew the camera was on them. They knew, like, they're like, let's not give the left anything at all. And even Trump's statement was like, oh, I thought it was pretty boring and a not memorable speech. You know, he's very smart. He knows how to handle these types of situations. He knows how to handle the media. He just didn't give them anything.
I mean, I really liked JD Vance's fucking expressions. He kept being like, what the fuck is
this woman talks about trans children are afraid of his presidency, which is insane because it's like if a child is afraid of a president, that's a failure on the parents' part. Like kids should not care who the president is. And also trans kids shouldn't exist because they're kids.
I don't think they exist either, personally. I don't think that's a thing.
They're just brainwashed by adults.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah.
There's JD Vance giving that side look. Every time he does that, I'm
What
just
the
like,
fuck? Like what? Like of all places, do you expect to get lectured about trans kids in a church?
I can tell you this: whoever picked this fucking church, that's the first person Donald Trump went apprentice on. Like he's like, "You're fired. Get out." I don't know who it was that picked this church and this pastor, but they're fired. Out. Get out.
Fired.
It's over.
You didn't do your research. You're out.
No.
Goodbye.
He was shocked. I mean, I would have been shocked if I was there.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President.
I mean, read the room,
Millions have
bitch.
put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand
Okay.
of a loving God.
Also, I will say this: when I started this clip, was I the only one that was surprised that this is a woman? Because I completely thought it was going to be a man. Like I pressed play and it was like a woman's voice, and I was like, that's shocking just on its own because I thought it was a dude.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
I'm so
There
scared, you
are
guys.
gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry.
Okay, that's racist. Like, is it just? I mean, are we just gonna call like Mexican people who clean our offices and shit?
People that
Because
pick our crops. That serve us.
She's like, the blacks.
No. This is definitely about the Mexicans, like picking up, like cleaning up our fucking offices and picking our crops. That's Mexican people,
The
hands
people
down.
that clean our bathrooms.
That's
Do
so funny,
all the
right?
work. Do all the work that we don't want to do.
That's so fucked up.
I mean, that's kind
Farms
of
and meat
what it
pa-
sounds like.
Is it not borderline racist? I think it is personally.
Packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors.
Yeah, but But this wasn't really about immigrants, right? Like this is
Mhm.
about illegal immigrants, like people
Yeah.
who are coming in that are not immigrants. Like if you're an immigrant, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara.
Wait, like okay, so like there's this chick thinks like a lot of these like criminal illegal aliens are going to churches and stuff like they're going around like raping women and then going and being like, oh God, please forgive me because I just raped somebody.
She's an activist. If you go to that church's website, there's all these action items for activism. Like, here's what you can do. You can send email. You can call these people.
Oh God, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's gross.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children feel
His face is like, the fuck am I listening to?
He's just stone cold, like
that blink right there was like
the blink heard
somebody's
around the
getting
world.
fired. Who's getting fired?
and
I
that you
need
help
to
those
know.
who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands.
He's just like, I'm just gonna pretend to read
compassion and
this
welcome
fucking
here.
thing so I don't get caught making
Our
a
God
face.
teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger, for we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God
Yikes.
for the good of all people in this nation and the world.
I will say just her cadence of speaking was just like you just want to almost go to sleep.
She thinks she's more important than she is. And
Yeah.
it's like Trump is like, oh, it's another fucking person trying to have their moment. And so he's like, you're just a crumb. I'm giving this no energy. I'm giving this no facial expression. You're not going to get anything out of me. You're saying this to get a rise out of me, to have your moment so you can be a hero. And they had this woman on The View the next day.
They
So,
did? Shut the
yes.
fuck up. Okay, we're
Yes.
pulling that up. That's crazy. What is this bitch's name?
Her name is Boot something, Bishop something Boot. I just talked about it on
Bishop.
Her
There's
name
gotta be like some sort of
Bishop Booty, Budde, Marianne Booty.
No way. Her name is not the Booty. Are you serious?
It's Booty.
No relation to Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Dotta?
Budde.
Booty.
Booty.
The View. This is PBS. Oh, there it is. Okay. Charlie Kirk shared. Oh my God. I cannot believe she went on The View. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Look how happy this bitch is.
So let me ask you this. You seem to have more fearlessness than anyone in Congress right now.
Oh, she loves to hear that.
Oh, God.
Decide to use that opportunity.
You're a hero.
Any apprehension about it?
My response, thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be with you today. My responsibility that morning, yesterday morning, was to reflect, to pray with the nation for unity. And as I was pondering what are the foundations of unity, I wanted to emphasize respecting the honor and dignity of every human being, basic honesty and humility. And then I also realized that that unity requires a certain degree of mercy and compassion and understanding. And so knowing that a lot of people, as I said, in our country right now are really scared, I wanted to take the opportunity in the context of that of service for unity to say we need to treat everyone with dignity. And we need to be merciful. I was trying to counter the narrative that is so divisive and polarizing and in which people,
She was trying to be a Karen to Donald Trump.
real people,
They're
are
trying to bully him.
being harmed.
Totally.
Bishop, I was struck by your tone. You were so gentle. You were so respectful. You were
Just
very,
like she wanted to come
demure
across.
and very mindful. And you said all of this with.
Oh my God, fuck off. I don't usually do this, like meaning like make fun of people's looks.
Then I also,
But I do have a question. Do you guys think this is the lighting with her, like the eyes?
I think she's part raccoon, and they could have been like, "Girl, throw some concealer on." Okay, this is gonna be on national television.
Yeah, because she kind of looks like a crackhead. Like
She's
that,
probably
like
a vegan. She looks vitamin deficient.
That's you know what? That's it. I think you're right. I think that
She
it's
might
the vegan or like she does look like she kind of going through that thing that Ariana Grande is going through because she kind of looks like
Not eating?
extremely like malnutrition.
Yeah.
Like she looks bad. So I don't know.
looks
I think she's
bad.
like kind of going through that too. Raider, my goodness, thank you so much for that 5273. That is so generous. You didn't even say anything, but hi, Raider. Good to see you. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, Raider. Happy New Year, Chrissy. I don't know if I
Happy
said
New
that.
Year.
You're the best. Thank you for coming on tonight, Chrissy.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Let's plug our wares because it's been like 2 hours and we went through the topic. So, what do you have going on next, Chrissy? Tell everybody.
See, boop 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 boo. Baby swimming lesson. Don't plug that. Friday Night Tights this Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern on Nerdrotics channel. And then I'm working on a bunch, of course, Simcast Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on my channel. And Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I have Sarah Randovinovich and maybe also Jay
I
Johnson.
don't know who that is.
She's the fiance of a newly released J6er, and he may be joining as well.
Yeah, because he released all of them, right?
Yes. I'm
Crazy.
gonna try to get a few of those scheduled in the coming weeks.
Because you're a J6er, so if you had gone to prison, you would have been released now. I mean, how do you feel about that you never went to
I would have
prison?
probably been in great shape, all the prison workouts, but I wouldn't have gotten pregnant. Actually, who knows? Maybe I would have gotten
Never say
prison
never.
pregnant. Right.
You never
Never
know.
say never because of that. Like that bitch in Miami that got pregnant.
Oh
In
my God, I
prison.
wouldn't have been able to get married. I wouldn't have been able to get married. I wouldn't have gotten. God, how sad.
Technically,
Yeah.
you probably could get married in prison if you really
Conjugal
wanted
visit?
to.
Yes.
Right? Can you? I'm sure people can get married in prison, right?
Sure, why not? You just have a priest come up
Wow.
and then just be like, you know,
I probably would have had
there's
a
a divider.
I would have had a 6-pack. I'd been pretty jacked.
You'd be in great
Yeah,
shape.
I never went in the building, not even close. I was
Smart.
just didn't occur to me to do that, and I was with a friend who didn't want to do that. So
Thank
we
God.
were just like interviewing Asian ladies, being like, "Hey, why do you hate the CCP?" Or like, "Hey, somebody with their dog in a costume, be like, "Hey, tell us about your dog." Or like, there was a guy like selling fruit. We're like, "What kind of fruit?" You know, we're just like,
yeah.
doing street stuff.
You would have gotten prison tats, probably, maybe. Are you into
Maybe.
tattoos? Maybe.
No,
maybe
I'm not. And I think like at this point, I'm too old to get a tattoo. So I just, I never get a tattoo because I'm always like, well, I can always think of an outfit or an instance where like having a tattoo wouldn't go with it. You know, like I'm like, what if I go to a fancy event or like what if I'm in a bathing suit and it doesn't, match? So.
Chrissy, how did you feel about the outfit of Jeff Bezos' girlfriend?
She knew what she was doing. She wanted to steal the show. She knew she was ringing the dinner bell, so to speak. I've heard rumors like that there may be an open relationship and maybe she was chumming the waters, so to speak, to see who might bite, who might be interested.
Who among those millionaires would be interested in having a piece of that? Yeah, billionaires. That's true. They're not even millionaires.
That's a whole different stratosphere. It's like
true,
that
you're
just
right.
goes to show that no matter how much money you get, she's bored. I mean, she
She's
is
bored.
bored.
And it's also, no matter how old you get, you always want men to look at your tits. That you never grow out of that.
Except if you're Blake Lively, in which case you're probably gonna fucking call like harassment on anyone who like takes a look at you. Or
Something's going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe they
I-
made out or something. I don't know.
I agree. I
Can't
think
get a hobby. I don't know.
She
Like
wanted him.
How she's
purpose,
acting, it's
you
like
know?
if this is how you act in this like normal ass scene, you should not be an actress because this seems like the most basic of things.
Exactly. And I know she did spicier shit in like Gossip Girl. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like this is nothing compared to some of the stuff she did on Gossip Girl. I mean, I mind you, I didn't watch her sex scene in the movie. Maybe I should watch this movie and be like, let's see.
She basically wore a bra, right? To the inauguration. Is that
Yes.
what
She pulled a
It was like
Sue
a
Ellen
corset.
Mishke, John. She just wore a bra with a fucking
did.
blazer. That's all
It's so funny.
Yeah, Zuckerberg got sucked in. He
All
just
of
got
them did.
yeah.
It's crazy. John, thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Plug your
fun.
channel, whatever else you got going on next.
Yeah. Subscribe to John Talks 2, silly political edits there, and that's about it.
Yay! Thank you for being on tonight. And there you go. Darren's dropping the channels. Please go and subscribe over there, you guys. And John, too. And of course, for me, I will be back here on Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be kind of like a birthday stream / the Good News Show stream, which you're both, again, are welcome to join me on. That's 2 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Because my birthday is going to be on Tuesday, but my mom's coming on Sunday, so I'm going to be taking the week off to spend with family. So I figured I'd do my birthday stream on the Friday show. So if you guys want to join me there. And I also have a Good News channel as well, which is going to be like all the good news stuff is going to go over there at some point. Especially with the shorts and everything like that, which I've been trying to drop daily. So go and subscribe there if you haven't done so already. And I think we got all the super chat. Oh, no, wait. Russell Hall sent a couple more. Thank you, Russell. Said, please make Alex Jones the new appointee. Oh, to the NHS stuff. Yes, that would be funny. And also he said that's the most conservative church in DC. Oh, the one that this
sad.
lady was at. That's so fucked up. Well,
Right.
she's probably gonna get fired now. You're fired. Get out.
Yeah, it was like this is her moment. She probably had a totally different speech prepared, and she was like, "I'm gonna be a hero." Trump, because Trump is literally being held hostage. Forced to listen to this speech.
Yeah, it was a very hostage moment. But thank you again, everyone, for being here. And special thanks to Stephanie and Tom for dropping by. Yeah, thank you guys. We love you. Just hang in there, everybody. It's going to be an interesting 4 years. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Guys.